Business Services. Chapter number 4 in Business Studies, Grade 11. Chapter 4. Grade 11. Business Studies it is. Business Services. Grade 11 in the first chapter itself we have studied very clearly about what's the meaning of business and what's the meaning of services. Economic and non-economic activities. Can you remember that? So now we can learn very clearly about business and its services and what are business services. Generally, in grade 11, first chapter itself, we learned about auxiliaries of trade. Auxiliaries of trades are advertisement, warehousing, transportation, insurance and banking. These 5 headings are auxiliaries of trade called services of the business. So now we can discuss about it elaborately. What is the meaning of business and what's the meaning of services and what are the services are there in the business and what are the nature or characteristics of business and services. What is the business? What is a business? So this is a question. You know this word business is derived from busy, being busy. If you are being busy, if you involve yourself in any activities for making money called profit, that is business. But you know very well about the differences between employment, profession and business. Don't confuse employment with business, profession with business. So if you don't know about the differences between employment, profession and business, you refer our video is there. Very clearly I taught you about these differences between profession, employment and business, which is that. Okay, business refers to an occupation. It is an occupations which people are regularly engaging in the activity for purchasing and manufacturing raw material converted into finished goods in the manufacturing activity. Then after manufactured, then manufactured product is sold to the people by market, isn't it? It's the business cycle. Trading activities, buying and selling. So here they are making profit. All the marketing activities, wherever you go, wherever marketing is there, business is there. Isn't it? So now you know very clearly what's the meaning of business, being busy and for earning profit, whatever the activities we are doing apart from employment and profession. So what's the meaning of services? Service. Service are all those economic activities that are intangible and imply an interaction to be realized between service provider and the customer. Who can enjoy, who can realize the service? It is an intangible. We can touch and feel the goods. It is the goods. It's the good. A tablet is a good. It's a product. I can touch and feel it. But services, definitely we cannot touch and feel. We cannot touch and feel. Why we cannot touch and feel? We can enjoy. See, for warehousing, we can store our goods over there in warehousing. But we cannot touch and feel. Our products are there. That's all. They are providing services. And you are traveling by train or flight or bus, whatever it is. But you are spending money. But you are enjoying only services. You are going to entertainment club. But you can entertain. You can enjoy the services. But definitely you cannot touch and feel. Isn't it? So likewise, insurance also is a kind of service. Like goods oriented insurance, general insurance, life insurance, so different. So services are all those economic activities that are intangible. It is an intangible, very important word called intangible, and imply an interaction to be realized between the service provider and the customer. So dealing between service provider and customer. If you wanted to go to Agra, so you are getting train ticket. So near about 3,000 rupees you are spending by traveling train. So you are taking ticket. For that you are spending money near about 3,000 rupees. But you are enjoying traveling services. Can you understand? Here, who is the service provider? Our Indian Railway is service provider. So who is the customer? You are the passenger. isn't it? Passenger or customer over here, you are enjoying services. They are those essentially intangible activity. It is an intangible activities that provides satisfaction of wants. So what do you want? Whether your want is satisfied, it is not a need, isn't it? Your want is satisfied here. Your want is satisfied here. You wanted to go for Agra. For that you spend 3000 rupees and finally you reach to Agra. From Chennai to Agra. You reached Agra, but you enjoyed the services, nearly 3000 plus kilometers. You enjoy traveling facilities, services provided by Indian government, Indian Railway, Southern Railway, isn't it? Whether can you touch and feel that services activity? And you are going for a pub, bar or else cricket club. So wherever you go, and even watching movies in the theatre, there also you can enjoy the services. You cannot touch and feel anything.
Nature or characteristics of services. Nature or characteristics of good services. So what are those characteristics of services? Intangibility. So we cannot touch and feel the service. And inconsistency. It is inconsistency. It is not a consistency. And inseparability. So we cannot split. We cannot separate. So it is being mingled with it. So inseparability. Inventory. So we cannot consider the services and stock inventory likewise. We cannot consider. And involvement. Involvement. Like societies, involvement. Social. Like this. Tangibility is the first characteristic of business services. Business services are intangible. Usually services are intangible, but we can enjoy, but we cannot touch. Product we can touch and feel, but services and all we cannot touch. So here itself they have given services are intangible, they cannot be touched. They cannot be touched. Okay. Then it is important for the service providers on creating a desired service for the customer, because he is charging amount. So equal to that amount he have to give. He is responsible to give service to the people, because he is a service provider, isn't it? For example, they have given very clearly in example, treatment by a doctor. Treatment by a doctor should be a favorable experience. So you are getting treatment from the doctor. So instead of the treatment, you are giving treatment fees, doctor fees for hospitality, isn't it? But you are enjoyed. Your disease is getting cured or cured, isn't it? That service is provided by the doctor, isn't it? So an important implication of this is that quality of the offer can often not be determined before consumption and therefore purchase. So quality of the offer, quality of the service, we cannot determine before enjoy it, isn't it? So like this, it is an intangible and it is invisible, but we can enjoy, we can feel, but no one can touch it.
Inconsistency. It is the second very important characteristics of business services. Inconsistency. It is not consistent, isn't it? Since there is no standard tangible product, services have to be performed exclusively each time. Different customers have different demands and expectations. So different customers have different demands and expectations on service provider. So service provider will be confused, and he have to be unique, and he have satisfied. He have to satisfy all the customer as a service provider, because he is getting money from the customer. So instead of that, he is responsible to give perfect services to the customers, isn't it? For an example, service providers used to have an opportunity to alter their offer to closely meet the requirements of the customer. Closely to meet the requirements of the customer. For an example, mobile services. You know, nowadays mobile phones are increasing day by day, 4G, 5Gs, and different configurations are comes in the market. So to provide mobile phone to the people, to keep up the market in the mobile phone market, so they have to implement so many unique technology and configuration in mobile phone. Then only they can sustain in the market, isn't it? So they have to be closely with the customer, and they have to satisfy the customer as a service provider. So it is inconsistent. It is not a consistent. Okay. Good.
Inseparability, which means we cannot separate it. So what we cannot separate? Production and consumption we cannot separate. Another important characteristic of service is the simultaneous activity of production and consumption being performed. It is simultaneous activity. So continuously it will be performed in day-to-day life, in regular activity. To well-being, we people depends upon the production. We are consuming each and every day. We are eating 3 times food because of production only. So depends upon the demand. They are producing with the help of HYV seeds, high yield variety seeds. So depends upon the demand. 127 crore and above people are living in India. So demand is more and production also. Nowadays it is increasing day by day, isn't it? With the help of HYV seeds. So the production and consumption is inseparable. This makes the production and consumption of services seem to be inseparable. So we cannot separate these both. And for example, ATMs only replace the banking clerks for the front office activities like cash withdrawals and check deposits. So before and all, one checks will be there, one clerk will be there in the front office of the bank. So if you wanted to withdraw the money, you have to approach that clerk. You should write a challan. Then you have to submit to the clerk. That clerk will pass to the head clerk after scrutinize that document. Then he will sanction the money, and this clerk will get from the head clerk and he will give to you if all the details are correct after scrutinized all the documents. Isn't it? But nowadays, one machine called ATM. So it is replacing clerk activity. It is replacing clerk's activity. Even withdrawal machines also there, that is called ATM machine, and deposit machine also there. We can deposit money nowadays, and passbook printing machine also there. Passbook printing machine. So we can print the passbook. Even nowadays, check scrutinizing machine also is available. So if you are writing and giving the check that is scrutinizing, then it gives money to you. If you wanted to directly deposit your money, you click that, then that money will be directly deposited to your bank account, and to whom it is debited, that will be debited by automatically. So everything is electronic nowadays, but inseparable. Which is inseparable? We are enjoying benefit. Before and all, we withdraw with the help of clerk. Anyway, we withdraw money. Anyway, we deposited the check with the help of clerk, isn't it? Anyway, we printed the passbook with the clerk, with the help of clerk. But nowadays, mission replaced, but services is providing. Services we cannot separate, isn't it? So that is what.
Inventory. The next characteristics of business services is inventory. What is the meaning of inventory actually? In accountancy term, inventory means it's a stock. Stock. S-T-O-C-K, stock. So stock means inventory. We can store the stock in warehouse, but here services cannot be stored, isn't it? Service have a little or no tangible components. It is not a tangible component, so it is no tangible components, and therefore cannot be stored for future use. So that stock will be stored in warehouse for future use, but services we cannot store in any warehouse, isn't it? This means service are perishable in nature. Usually what's the meaning of perishable? Which are all the products within few days it will spoil. That will be called perishable in nature, like tomato is perishable product, vegetables perishable nature, isn't it? So service is perishable, service or perishable, and providers can store goods but not service itself. So definitely provider also cannot store any services in the warehouse. So because it is very much feasible. So only we can enjoy and we can feel but we can't even touch. Then how we can consider it as an inventory it is? It is not an inventory. Isn't it? So for the example they have given, railway ticket can be stored. So much of bundle of tickets are there. These tickets can be stored in warehouse. But the journey, railway journey will be experienced only when the railway provides it. When our Indian railway provides the services to you instead of your money, so that time only you can enjoy. When you are getting the ticket and you are enjoying traveling, that time only you can enjoy. And if you wanted to watch the movies in theaters, you have to pay money, 130 rupees or 50 rupees, isn't it? Then only they will allow you to enjoy the services for 3 hours. Involvement. Participation of the customer in the service delivery process is an important characteristic. A customer has the opportunity to get the services modified according to specific requirement. So according to his specific requirement, that customer have an opportunity to modify his services. Depends upon his involvement. Isn't it? So these 5 are the characteristics of business services. Thank you.